Hello and welcome to A Cat in the Garden. I feel like I look so silly in sunglasses sometimes, so taking them off for now. But I'm back at Tillery Street Plant Company, one of my favorite places. I need more peppers. They just didn't do well this year, so I'm here for peppers specifically. And I also saw on their Instagram yesterday they had some really cool anthurium, so if they're still here, I'm probably gonna buy at least one. I told my husband, I was like, I'm gonna drop so much money today, but it's worth it because they were really cool anthurium that I actually have been somewhat looking for, not like on a wish list, but just keeping my eye out. So hopefully they're still here, but we'll go see, we'll go through the greenhouse and then we'll go through the veggie greenhouse because that's really what I'm here for today. So let's get to it now. Look, this is the giant milkweed. That's so pretty. I wish we had gotten one of these last year. Okay, houseplant time. All right, it was a very busy Saturday here at Tillery Street Plant Company. So unfortunately, I have to do a voiceover, but I hope you guys can forgive me. I'll try to make it worth your while. Just walking in, they have a lot of beautiful common floor plants. This whole section was ficus. I was trying to avoid running into somebody there, so sorry for the random close-up shot of some ficus. They have all the different kinds, every kind of ficus you can imagine. I don't remember all of their names, and I'm going to skip over them because I'm not a ficus girly, so sorry about that. But I made it to the Hoya. There are some Chelsea here, but I was blown away by this Hoya species Saba. Like, I immediately ran to it, and I feel like I kind of ignored a lot of the other Hoya here, but they have new Hoya. I think these are in-house propagations too, which is fun. This is the Cutis porcellana. I love that Hoya. I do have one of my own. And then this looked like a multiflora, but it's not. So I was confused by that one, but the leaves are way too thin to be something I would consider owning. This was another one. I think that was different. I just missed the name there, but it was different than the other ones I picked up. It looked similar to the Cutis porcellana, but the veining was more pronounced on it. And this, I think, was the same. I just really liked that leaf up top there. And they were showing off what the blooms would look like, which I thought was really neat because for a lot of plants, when you buy it, you just don't know. They had one Hoya obscura left, which I feel like I don't see them for them being a common Hoya. That was also a Treubiana, which is a very pretty one. And then there are some pubic calyx. They were super splashy today for only $14. There were quite a few plants in the pot, so I think it is fairly priced at that price point. So that was really nice. There were some other compactas and variegated compactas and all the things, and I'm grabbing the species Saba because I am going to think about taking it home. It's really cute and I was drawn to it immediately, and I haven't felt drawn to a plant that I've just seen out shopping like that in a long time. I was looking at this cute little plant, but they didn't have it labeled. It's just an assorted foliage. If you know what this is, please let me know. Could I grow it outside? Maybe, hopefully. Because if I could grow it outside in the shade, that would be really cool. It doesn't look like something that would do well in my house. I was pointing out like a vegetable that somebody had just dumped off in here. There were more of that little plant that I don't know what the name of. Also, Persian Shield. It is in the Coleus family. It is not a house plant. Please don't put that in your house. It needs a lot more sun than what your house is going to provide. Maybe if you have like direct sun hitting your window, but really just don't. Next to my husband there are some Prince of Orange and Macaulay's Finale. Those are his favorite plants because he really likes orange plants. So I was like, hey, if you want one, I'll get you one. But he was like, nah. These Philodendron Brazil were really cute. So I had to stop and look at them. And then there were more that I pointed out to my husband because every time I see an orange plant, I just point it out to him because that's how I get him engaged, because that's the only thing he likes. These looked like some sort of Rhaphidophora. On there, they were calling it Heyi. I don't think that's what they are. I think they have another name, but yeah, they're really cute. I don't think I would do well with them, but they're cute, so I can admire them from afar. They were selling big full pots of Philodendron Brandtianum for $18, which I think is a fair price for one that big. I personally would not pay any more for it. Here was a little Prince of Orange for $8. I was like, hey, it's $8. I'll buy you one, babe. And he was like, nah, just because we were about to go on a trip. So I think he just wanted to wait. But they're cute. He used to have a Prince of Orange, but it tragically died because it had a death plug in it. And then moving on to the Syngonium. This plant, I was explaining to my husband, has a really pretty colors. I just don't like arrowhead Syngonium. I don't like the leaf shape at all. Other Syngonium are great. So if they had that color in like a heartleaf Syngonium, that'd be fine. The color of these are like Syngonium just have such nice colors. The pink is nice. I just really don't like the arrowhead. I was also pointing out this really tiny Fittonia. The leaves were just so small. I don't think I've ever seen them that small. The ones that I used to have had much bigger leaves. So I don't know if that one was just juvenile or what. This begonia had really nice color to it, but all of these in the small pots are just like assorted foliage. So I can't really tell you what the name is. I apologize. Moving on to all of the Calathea and Satanthe. They had this labeled wrong as a Calathea, but it's not. I really want one of these one day, but I just want to be at the right place and time. Maybe once we are done with the army and stop moving, because I feel like I'd kill it. Moving on to the rehab section, they had Melanochrysum, which I just had to laugh because, duh, they're Melanochrysum. They're not happy plants. I feel like they have no will to live. But next is the begonia section, and I really don't know anything about begonias. So I'm just going to breeze through it. If you want to pause it and look at the names of these plants, go for it. I do like the colors, but I do get traumatized by begonia. I used to work at a couple different garden centers in my early 20s, and we had the outdoor begonia, and they are technically shade plants. I'm doing air quotes, but you can't see that. And they would always rot because all of the other people at the garden center that didn't really care would just put them on like the lower shelves, and they would get no light at all, and they'd get overwatered and just rot, and it was disgusting. And I just sort through them every single day and throw them out. So yeah. Over begonia. These African violets were really cute. I've never owned one, and I feel like it would be cool to try one day. I don't know. Are they an easy plant? Let me know in the comments below because I've never really done anything with that. This plant was cute too. I don't remember the name. It just said assorted foliage again, but it was really cute. And they had some carnivorous plants, not too many. I honestly am just really looking for pings when it comes to those, so I moved past them really quickly. And then they had a bunch of ferns, which were really cute. My husband really likes ferns, but they're a bit harder to keep alive just because we don't have greenhouse humidity, so I had to move past them. I really liked this orchid right here. No, not this one. It was a different one. I mean, this one's super cute. But there's one coming up that's just the color. Yes, this one here. I love this pale peachy color. I've never seen an orchid quite like it. So that was really nice to look at. And then they had one of those like leopard spot orchids. I know they have a different name. That's just what I know them as. I'm sorry. And a fresh shipment of houseplants, I guess, because these Amedrium were super cute. If I had more time to like properly get one on a pole and wasn't just going on a trip, I would have bought one because I love silver plants. I don't know if I've ever told any of you, but I love them. They also had these big bushy Florida greens for fairly cheap, and this was like multiplying like crazy. So I feel like you got a lot of bang for your buck with those. And then this, I think, was like the winner of the day. The silver Postazanum for $25, and they're really big. So maybe they're in tissue culture now or something. I didn't find one that looked absolutely perfect. I was really tempted. I wanted one if I found the right one, but I couldn't find one. That was a Hawaiian pothos. They're just a mature golden pothos, really, but hey, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know what I'm grabbing here. Oh, Gloriosums. Okay, they had Gloriosums, but it was the same problem as the Postazanum Silver, where they just like didn't look quite perfect. You know what I mean? They look good from afar, but then you get close up and there was like a torn leaf, which is fine. I mean, they'll grow new leaves. But there was a little in-house propagation of a Cumingiana Hoya as well as an Amedrium medium silver. And this was a Watermalense anthurium. This says black pepper vine, which I thought was cool. It almost reminded me of a piper. I don't know if it is or not, but more Philodendron Plowmanii. They are very cute. Lots of plants in the pot. I think it's all from like one big chunk. Here was a really nice Gloriosum leaf. So that one was really pretty. That's worth taking home. And another in-house propagation of a Gigantium as well as a Philodendron Golden Dragon. Not the variegated kind, unfortunately. I don't think those are affordable anyway at this point. That was a varicosum, and then another Plowmania, just like taking over a cup. Absolutely. And moving on, there are some looking like Dracaena, I guess, back here. And this was technically a Syngonium, which I thought was really cool. I've never seen one like that before. It was a display plant. And then this, I swear, has to be new, because I feel like I would have noticed a Scindapsus on a super cool driftwood like that. That looked awesome. And then just some snake plants, you know, regular guys, except for some whale fins. They were looking really good. And the ficus and ZZ plant area. And we were about to leave, and then I was like, wait, babe, there is a Monstera aurea here for $500, but it's huge. There are several plants in the pot. I counted at least 3. It did not have the highest variegation, but that new leaf there, that was really pretty. So I don't know, is it worth $500 to you? I feel like maybe if you're getting that much plant out of it, but prices have been coming down a lot. So I don't know if that is technically a fair price. And then there is a Monstera Peru totem next to it that was really cute. And moving on into the vegetable greenhouse, there are mini ficus trees down there, which I thought was very cute. Lots of plants, lots of basil. There's so much basil this time of year because it is such a heat-loving herb. So I feel like you can plant that later on in the spring, because we're in the 90s now here in Texas, and it'll do just fine. There were some leeks, some rue. I don't need any more rue. I feel like I have a lot. I have enough for all of the swallowtails that come to my garden. More basil, just basil all over the place. This was the holy basil, which I think is an Israeli kind. I feel like it is. I don't know. You can fact check me on that, but don't quote me on it. That's all I'm going to say. And there were some onions, some more herbs, just lots of basil. It's just basil all over the place. That's all it is. It's just lots of basil. This was, I think, a Mexican oregano, which a leaf shape is a lot different and it's not fuzzy. I don't know how it tastes because I've never had it, but it was cool. This was a really cute little basil. I thought about buying it, but I didn't. But it was cute. It was really cute. I think I honestly just forgot about it by the time that we left. If I'd remembered, I probably would have taken it home, but just going through all the different types of basil with my husband, and I'm trying to tell him like, hey, we could buy this basil. And he's like, babe, do you remember last year when we bought 6 basil plants and they took over like an entire raised bed? So he was like, we maybe shouldn't buy more basil. We bought 3 this year. I feel like that's fair. And then there was this lemon variegated thyme, and I think I'm going to get one because the one that I have for my mom is not doing that well this year, and that makes me really sad. And I just want to get one. So I'm trying to pick out a nice one here. It is so windy in this greenhouse too. You can see all of the plants just shaking around. So we add that to the cart because I have to get one. I always have to buy an herb, I feel like, every time that I'm here. And they have added a section. They did get rid of the living wall in here, but this fern leaf dill is really pretty. I think that's what it is. And there's some lavender. Oh no, it was a lavender. That's right. It was like a weird kind of lavender. There's some extra tall tomatoes that have been producing fruit. I think that's crazy that they're that tall in just little 4-inch pots. I feel like they're all going to fall over soon. And then back where the living wall used to be is some squash. I'm traumatized by squash here, so we're going to pass that by. And there are lots of peppers, lots of different kinds, some Swiss chard, though I think it is a little bit late for that, some aloe, which is really nice to see. That grows well in this climate. And there are just lots of different kinds. A habanero. I think my husband would be so sad if I bought a habanero because that would just destroy his taste buds being so spicy. I mean, it's a little too spicy for me, I think. There were already some peppers producing fruit, which was really cool. And some corn, though, honestly, if you're going to grow corn, start it from seed, because especially at this size, it's not going to transplant very well, unfortunately. But it's just how it is. There's a shishito, and I'm telling my husband we have to get one of those. Some strawberries, which I think I might get one. I don't know, I think I might. And more tomatoes, just tomatoes out the wazoo. This one was really cool. I like the indigo color of the fruit. Okay, so I just got back from Tillery. Hair's a mess, but that's okay. I had so much fun today. I got that lemon variegated thyme. It's in the back, so I'm not going to grab it, but I got that. I got a few peppers, and I did get a houseplant. I really didn't think I was going to get one, but I got, let me just grab it here. I got a Hoya. This is the Hoya species Saba GPS 7950. And I just fell in love with it right away. The leaves are slightly thin, but they're really splashy and they've got abs. I don't know if the camera's picking that up very well. Yeah, it's picking up some of them. So I just was really into it the whole time, and I walked around with it in the greenhouse for a while, and I was like, you know what, I have to take this home. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It is a decent sized plant, not just a cutting, and it is actively growing, which I also love. It's got new growth in a few places, so I'm just really excited to add this to my collection. And I love that Tillery is adding more Hoyas slowly, but they're adding more to their greenhouse because that's really mostly what I shop for these days. So it's always nice to see them, and I'm happy I scored this. I feel like this was a huge mood booster today to just like find a Hoya. So thank you so much for coming along with me today. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe so you don't miss anything from me here on the channel. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one.